Jaguars quarterback Jordan Love, who's recovering from an elbow injury, was seen throwing at the beginning of Thursday's practice, a positive sight for fans pondering about his availability for this Sunday's playoff matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. Another injury from this game to look out for is Jalen Hurts. He was listed as a full participant in practice Thursday, putting the signal caller on track to return from concussion protocol and start, while A.J. Brown did not practice but is expected to play. Cam, do you feel like rust could be a factor for Jalen Hurts?
No.
Is that a real thing?
It is, if it is a thing.
Okay.
You cannot allow him to start slow in this type of game, understanding that he has to make the plays in the pocket. Also, getting guys involved. You got A.J. Brown, you have Devontae Smith, you got guys, Saquon as well as in the passing game. But he can't find himself in a situation in the second quarter he's sitting on just 20 yards passing. Injuries come with playing this game at a high level, but understanding that you don't have that excuse to be had, oh, I'm rusty. This is the playoffs, this is the big leagues, and this is a must-win, not just for the Philadelphia Eagles, Coach Sirianni, as well as Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, especially this time of year when everybody's hurt.
Go ahead, RC.
RC?
Yeah, and that's the thing, too, when you look at this game, though. The Philadelphia Eagles have been here. Jalen Hurts has been here. He understands what it takes to win in moments. And I believe they have an extremely tough matchup in Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, and the way that he brings pressure. And Cam knows this better than anyone. Coming off of an injury like Jalen Hurts had, the Green Bay Packers are going to test him. They're going to want to see, does he want to get hit? How does he respond to hits? And understanding what way Kellen Moore will use him coming out of concussion protocol is extremely important defensively for Green Bay. But we know it's also big for the Philadelphia Eagles because his added pressure in the run game is huge for this team.
Well, listen, you talk about a Green Bay Packers team that's seventh against the run defensively in the National Football League. They're not going to just give it away to a Saquon Barkley. That's not to say he can't go get it because he is spectacular. But if you find a way to neutralize the running game of the Philadelphia Eagles in any way, that's going to require you to rely a little bit more on Jalen Hurts. Now, if you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, hopefully, I believe he's going to be ready. You've got in these brothers. You look at this squad. They've got offensive firepower and one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. It may come down to Jalen Hurts. And if you are Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, it's about time. We sit here and we talk about Lamar Jackson. Well, let's talk about Jalen Hurts for a second. My brother, got nothing but love for my brother. But here's the deal. You went to the Super Bowl against Kansas City. You performed very well in that Super Bowl. I give him a lot of credit for that. You ain't been that person since. Not that person. And when we look at what's transpiring in the NFC, when we see Detroit, when we see Minnesota, when we see Tampa, when we see the Los Angeles Rams, when we see the Minnesota Vikings, anybody, as you would say, Cam, could come out of the NFC.
Correct.
Well, we're not saying that if Jalen Hurts plays big time. If Jalen Hurts plays big time, if we could sit up here and assume that Jalen Hurts could play on an elite level, we got the Eagles penciled in for the NFC Championship game. Period. That's how we look at it. Because we know what the Eagles bring to the table, what Vic Fangio has them doing defensively, what they do offensively. It comes down to him. And I believe you got to make some noise and you got to send a message. Because if you're the quarterback of a team and the opposition's scheme is to rely on you beating them because they don't trust that you'll beat them, that is very disrespectful. You got to answer that call. You got to answer that call.
To that point, whose arm do you trust more? Is it Jordan Love or is it Jalen Hurts?
Man, listen, I trust Jalen Hurts more.
Okay. Because experience?
It's not just experience. The last couple of weeks, Jordan Love, we was on this hype about, oh, he's not game changer, like he's not elite. Like, what are you going to say? And he's proven he's capable sometimes.
But not consistent.
But not consistent enough. Jalen Hurts, I know for sure he's going to consistently give you what he's going to give you. And if he goes over that threshold, it's like, okay, it's still expected from him because of the surrounding weapons that he has. But I just know it's not that I trust the arm more. I trust the amenities that Jalen Hurts has, the Saquons, the AJ, the Devontae.
But respectfully, that wasn't the question. I'm going to answer it directly. When it comes to the arm, meaning the throwing prowess, you got to go with Jordan Love. Now, obviously, last year was against the Cowboys. Last year was against the Cowboys. We understand. We got to throw that out there. And when he dropped 48, it was against them damn sorry-ass Cowboys. I still can't get over how the fans was crying about it. It was so beautiful to see. It's just a beautiful moment.
We're not going to show your video, so don't ask producers
It was just
for
a beautiful moment to see them Dallas Cowboy fans crying like that. It was really beautiful. But I got to tell you, Dennis Comeuppance arrived, obviously, when he had to go to the playoffs the next week. Going up against this Philadelphia Eagles defense, it's a tall task on the road. I get it. But when you talk about purely the question of whose arm I trust more, I got to go with Jordan Love on that one, RC. I got to do that. I got to do that.
But I think both of them are so tied to the run game now. And when you look at when they've had success down the stretch of this season, if you're the Green Bay Packers, it's when Josh Jacobs got going early. And we have to remember, and I like what Cam said about amenities, right? What do you have at your disposal? A.J. Brown had a little knee, so he set out of practice yesterday. He's expected to go. Christian Watson is not. Think about what this team looked like against the Minnesota Vikings without Christian Watson, the way Brian Flores was able to deploy the man scheme on the back end and no one was able to create separation. And that's what scares me about the Green Bay Packers. You're playing against an elite defense in the Philadelphia Eagles without your best player on the outside.
Well, RC, Watson's out. Jordan Love had that elbow injury he's coming back from. I get it. I'm assuming since he's at a full practice, he's ready to go, so I'm not using that as an excuse. That's why I didn't bring it up first go round. Are we not paying attention, fellas, enough to Josh Jacobs? Brother rushed for over 1,300 yards. Rushed for over 1,300 yards this year. He's a monster himself, and he's excited because he's a player. Because we know he couldn't sniff at it playing in Las Vegas. Yes, couldn't sniff it playing with couldn't even think about the playoffs playing with the Raiders. But now he's in Green Bay, so this brother's gonna be hyped. And I'm thinking along the lines of Green Bay's playing with a little house money. Watson being out, Love coming back with the elbow. On the road.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying,
What are you trying to say?
They're in a position where they could take Philly. I don't believe it's going to happen.
Oh.
They can take them.
Upset alert.
I think it's going to be a thriller. I think it's going to be a close game.
Where are you on that, Cam?
One thing about this weekend, wild card weekend, somebody is going to come up short.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is somebody's last, what's today? Friday.
Yeah.
This y'all last walkthrough, bro. I'm just letting you know. Cancun, holla at your boy. Hey, everybody, man, this is our team. This is our team. No, bro, it's only going to be one at the end of the day. Right? But when I see the Josh Jacobs, but do you not see that defensive line for Philly?
I feel you on that, but I'm saying Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
I'm just saying Josh Jacobs ain't no slouch, man.
I never said he was a slouch. Not a sock.
Okay.
But coming a little ahead. But yes, I just know nobody's is a slouch.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah.
But it's going to come down to really the quarterback play.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. I'm going with Jalen.
Go ahead, RC.
That's the thing that matters about this game, though, is can you get Josh Jacobs involved early? Any game. And every game this season where Josh Jacobs was involved early, this offense was dynamic. This offense was difficult to stop. And I know who the Philadelphia Eagles are, but when we go back to the last couple of weeks of the season, we watched some footballs get thrown over the heads of their cornerbacks. You think about Washington, then you go into the next week against Dallas. And so this isn't a defense that's insurmountable. We've seen this team in the Packers get rolling. This is going to be a close game to me, and whatever quarterback finds a way to execute best in the fourth quarter, Cam, you know this, in situational football, wins this game. I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles, but there were times throughout this season I thought the Green Bay Packers could win a Super Bowl.
I just want to remind everybody that when Green Bay won in the playoffs last year, although it was against Dallas.
In Dallas.
All right. Aaron Jones didn't have that great of a season, and then he went up against Dallas and, ran roughshod over them.
Yeah.
I would tell you that Josh Jacobs is capable of that.
Okay.
I'm just not sleeping on the brother. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. But you're all taking Philly.
We're all taking Philly.
Philly's favored by 5. All right, coming up, there's only...
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now a first carry for the Alabama product, Najee Harris. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. On first down, right back to Harris. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. They'll give it to Harris again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Another run here with Harris. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down. Out of the gun, here's Russ. That is caught! And he will get into the end zone. Calvin Austin. Touchdown, Steelers. Chris Boswell on for the point after. It's up and good. And the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Right to the air goes Daniels. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete. They'll try again here, second and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Luke McCaffrey, the intended receiver. Now it's going to be third down. From the shotgun on third down, Daniels. 15-yard pickup there. First down, Washington.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Off he goes.
Now on third and forever, he'll look to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. A final shot before break. Daniels slings this deep from McLaurin. And got his man complete. He's to the 15. And he's in for the touchdown.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top.
Now to throw. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete.
Couldn't be a little armchair quarterback after that call. Looked like the defense knew exactly what was coming.
Well, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And this is going to be covered up by the Commanders. That should just about lock up the win. And Washington finishes the return to the end zone. Touchdown! The Commanders picked up the fumble and ran it home.
He gets it to go, and the Commanders will move out to a 14-7 lead. Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from his own end zone. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. A play fake. Now it's he fumbled the football. And the defense has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big...
Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Daniel's going to try and throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he will get into the end zone, and a two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game.
Here's Eckler. And he's brought down for a loss. The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. To throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Here he is to throw. Someone got a piece of that downfield throw, but it is caught anyway. And that's a Washington touchdown. So there's part one, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now, you'd imagine, comes a try for two.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did because, well, they work on two-point conversions, but they're difficult.